Oh no. No, don't.
Okay.
Did you ready?
No.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
Oh. Saturday. Things don't go how I want to plan it. Saturday. Saturday. Because I don't know now how to see it because we went live. Wow. Hi everybody. Dealing with Saturn. Please bear with me. What's that pressing? I don't see William. Okay. Introduce yourself, William. Thank you so much. I know that you don't like the camera and you're shy.
Hello, everybody. My name is William Porter, aka Obatala. How's everybody?
Hi. What we're gonna do is that we went live and it wasn't supposed to happen now. We were having all kinds of technical issues, and the devil don't want this to happen. And so thank you so much for being patient. I'm a little bit annoyed because I've been trying to go live since 7 o'clock. Since 7 o'clock, it's gonna be fucking 10 o'clock. This is Saturn, making it difficult every fucking step of the way. But my subscribers are loyal. I love you guys. Thank you for your patience. But it's just so fucked up. Oh my God. How difficult. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. I'm going to be some motherfucker in another life to be awarded this. It's fucked up. Let's see. Okay. We're going to have to do it this way, unfortunately. That means that I'm not going to be on the camera, and that's okay. Uh, can you guys hear well? I'm going to go over this. Okay. Mr. William Porter is here, and he's going to discuss what's going on with the invasion. So we're going to have a discussion about the invasion that's already taking place and how it's going to affect your lives, or if it is going to affect your life, and how. So we're going to go in and let me just make sure. Again, I apologize for the delay. Again, you all know I'm dealing with my soul Saturn return. And, it's Saturn. And I cannot win against a God. So I have to be able to get what I can. And, this really upsets me because I don't get to have things run the way I would like. All right, Mr. Porter. Many of my subscribers are having dreams, visions, including myself, about an invasion that's going to happen in our country. Is this invasion worldwide or is it just the United States? Many of my subscribers see tanks and missiles and people being put in concentration camps. We're going to go through another cycle like we did in World War I or World War II.
First off, I'd like to say that not really much of an invasion because these ships were already here.
What ships do you mean?
They have been called by various names throughout various times, throughout various cultures. But in this hemisphere, we call them UFOs. Now they're calling them
UFOs?
Right. Now they have another name.
Spaceships. Is
Right.
that another one?
That's another one, but there's what they call them unidentified.
Submerged objects?
No, this is a whole different name. But the point is that many of them have been here for a very long time. Although there are others coming from outside our system.
What's a very long time? Give an example in years.
Ever since almost since the beginning of man on this planet, they have been here.
Who is they?
When I say they, it's a lot, but few of the known ones are what are called reptilians, what are called
Reptilians is one.
there's Anunnaki, there's
Anunnakis too.
these are all beings that come from outside our solar system.
What solar system or what star system do some of these beings come from? And why are they here?
Well, there are the solar systems that they come from are by Orion, Sirius B,
Orion, Sirius,
and even Sirius A, which has only been discovered by us fairly recently.
Series A and Series B is a binary star with two stars fueling that solar system. That's Sirius. Some of my guys come from that star system.
Right.
Okay.
And Orion. Did I mention Orion?
Orion, yes, in the constellation of Gemini.
Right. But they have been coming here because you know, life at one time on this plane, on this planet, was primitive, and many of them jump-started our civilization.
Like the Anunnaki,
Right.
going to Sumer,
Right.
or with Atlantis, or with Lemuria, or the other epochs. We had a jump start, is what you're saying?
Right. And we were left with certain sciences. Many of these beings were here so long before we knew they were here that they came from the ocean. That's why in many mythologies they speak of beings that came from the ocean and gave them the arts and sciences of civilization. One of these beings is known by the name of Ones. He was said to be a being that was half man and half fish, his lower extremities being fish.
Okay.
But again,
I've heard of that
Right.
as well, and I believe that to be true, yes.
right. But that's Ones. But he's been known in many different cultures. They have these beings that come from the water.
Can you give an example of the names from the many different cultures that we can connect to? Because as an anthropologist,
Right.
I have not heard of that name, Onus.
Really?
So I'm curious about it. I might have maybe in my younger days of studying the occult, but I don't remember it now. I would love to maybe give the subscriber a parallel of how the name is relatable today to the mythology that we were raised learning, which defined the classical period, which is the Roman, Greco-Roman. Now, does this fall under the Greco-Roman, or is it another cultural system other than the Egyptian or Greco-Roman classical period?
A lot of these cultures exist even like in South America that have some similar legends of these same beings. Fortunately for me, a lot of these names, being out there from other cultures, I find it difficult to pronounce without the literature in front of me. But there are numerous parallels, so numerous in fact that many writers thought that there had to be a parent civilization that brought about all these different cultures.
Correct.
Even though they were so far apart, because they find Egyptian symbols on the Mayan pyramids, even though they're only from the solar period in time, but they have the same legends.
Right.
Even though 4,000 or 5,000 miles away.
Okay. Okay.
So
This invasion, going back to that invasion, why is this invasion happening? And how is the invasion occurring? I myself, according to my archons, my reptilians, uh, and I believe you have said before, you have mentioned before that it's a mental invasion versus a physical invasion, even though myself and many of my subscribers have seen spaceships in their visions, in their dreams. I myself have seen spaceships and visions in my dreams. So we know that that's happening, and we know that's coming. We know that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the tail end of the invasion or the beginning part of the invasion? Are we already being invaded mentally,
we
spiritually?
both. We are being invaded mentally, spiritually, but we have, again, as I've stated, we have been invaded already. There are beings that have been at the bottom of the ocean waiting, biding their time, these same crabs. But yet there's still others coming. So we have been invaded, but we have not seen the bulk of it yet. Even though we've been seeing saucers all over the world, we haven't really seen the full scale invasion.
In the book of Revelation, it talks about the full-scale invasion.
Mm-hmm.
That the sound and the noise from this spaceship will be so strong, like locusts, that it's like 1,000 trumpets at once, and the earth trembling, and the lights coming out. So we do know that it is a phenomenal physical manifestation invasion, and the theologists, anthropologists, and all other experts they have no choice but to agree, because it's saying that these beings are tall, they look muscular, they got spears, they have a face that looks like a lion. They're describing specific stuff.
Right.
So this cannot be allegorical.
No,
this cannot be symbolic.
No, it's
something
not.
is happening
Yeah,
here.
yeah. And our minds have been invaded by frequencies, by the scientific use of frequencies.
That I believe.
In the form of what is now called binaural beats.
Correct.
Binaural beats are subliminal. You can place them in any music. You can place them in different advertising. And in fact, if you go online and type in binaural beats, there are all different types of companies that make different binaural beats for health and fitness and learning and, on different illnesses.
What is it supposed to do? What is it, a microchip?
No, it's a binaural beat is an audio frequency that's played through headphones or speakers in some cases.
Very interesting. I've been told by my archons not to use headsets anymore. And every time I buy them, they break.
They can influence physiology, emotional and mental states. So a lot of stuff that is out there in the form of entertainment is a mental invasion.
Well, how significant is the invasion?
It's significant because it produces changes in brain chemistry that allow the mind to become suggestible to whatever programming is under those beats.
Do you believe that humanity is that weak that can happen on a grand scale?
Yeah, they've been doing it to us for decades and conditioning us for this through advertising and the science of advertising.
But talking on a worst case scenario to hurt us, are we that gullible as a race of humans? That our own government will do this to us and we will subject to that even?
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
I might feel differently.
Not all of us. Not all
That's
of
what
us,
I
of
said.
course. Not all of us, of course.
I would like to believe that that's not the case.
Yeah.
I like to believe that we're stronger than that. How about the what's that going to do to our world, our children, our children's children? What is the world going to look like in the next 20 years? The millennials now, and most of my subscribers are in their 20s, late 20s, early 30s, when they reach my age, mid 50s, well, how will their lives be affected by what's happening now?
Well, immensely, because right now the current trend is to get people to voluntarily give up their freedom and to make them think that it's in their best interest to do so. That's the current mindset of the world right now.
Is this the mindset of the world as far as humanity, or are these the
no,
ruling elite
these
of
are
the
the-
13 families running the planet?
These are the ruling elite, medical establishment, big businesses. This is their mindset. Their mindset is about absolute dominance, control, because the old slavery didn't work. Because you can enslave a person's body, but their mind would always be working to liberate themselves. So a new slavery is in existence where, give you an example, they have a slogan right now behind the Build Back Better.
What?
They have a new slogan right now with the whole Build Back Better thing. They say basically that you will own nothing and be happy. That's their slogan for this great reset.
Oh, God, that sounds like a death trap.
You will own nothing and be happy. So the aim is to not have private property or owning your own home or owning anything. Everything will be completely state-owned. If they have their way, that's what the future looks like for these young people. Unless,
So it'll be like the Borg of Star Trek, like a mind control of an entire race and dominate the entire planet.
It'll be a cashless system. Right now, it's basically a cashless system in China. That's the experiment. In China, there's mass surveillance. If your social credit drops, which is dictated by the state, then you might get locked out of a job. You might not be able to get no money to shut down all your assets. And you get points deducted for every action you do. Oh, you jaywalk. Before you get to the other side, the money is taken out of your account. This is the type of control that they want. A type of control where an individual is taken care of like a chicken. All your needs is basically met. You just have to stay in that coop.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to go to the phone and I'm going to select a couple of you guys and see if you guys have any questions to offer Mr. Porter. Alrighty, let me get up. And we are going to select 12 questions. So I'm going to randomly select. I'm going to say opposite of Mr. Porter. Go and look at my magnifying glass. I'm Mr. Magoo. And I'm going to ask some questions. Okay, the first question will go to, first of all, you guys enjoying the session. I'm going all the way to the very beginning, okay? To the very, very beginning. I just scroll down. Okay, let's see. Who's here? Omnipresent Gangster Enlightenment. Let me get here to... All right. Give me a second, guys. Any questions? Let's see. Hello. I'm great. Question, Alafia Baba, welcome, Advaya. Mimi Carter, Daniela Barzella, Jasmine S., Alchemist, welcome everybody. I won't be able to say hello to every single one. Let's go right to it. Any question? We already are enslaved. Wake up. That's Jay Patterson. Okay, learn more. Any question? Are we going to be enslaved? Daniela Barzella asks, are we going to be enslaved? Are we going to be enslaved, Mr. Porter?
Well, it's true, but the other previous gentleman or person said that we are enslaved, but they're tightening the screw, so to speak. They've been systematically enslaving us over time by getting us to accept certain things. Like, for example, the moment they said you couldn't send your kids to school without being vaccinated, and people complied, they had a plan from then on. We're going to inch forward, because if you inch forward, nobody noticed. If you steal a penny here and there, nobody noticed. But if you steal $100 in one shot, they notice.
Right.
So you inch.
Systemic slavery.
Right.
By systemically taking away your civil liberties.
Little by little. But the only way that's done is they do this. They create a problem, wait for a reaction, and then offer a solution. That's how the public is indoctrinated and controlled.
Okay, so it's like Pavlov's dog. Classical conditioning, opera conditioning. Ring the bell, the dog salivates for the steak. Every time he rings the bell, that he gets salivates for the steak. So we're being conditioned like animals in the barnyard.
Mm-hmm.
Is this to return us back to the animal state so that we can be easily enslavable?
Yes, but it's turning us into a state where many people will like their enslavement because they won't recognize it as being in slavery.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah, because most people only want to be fed and know they have a warm bed to sleep in and a spouse.
So this is the sheep. That's the basic
Right.
human sheep.
And this is the reason why they have taken the responsibility away from the people and made them into cattle by playing the farmer. See, when it's time for a cow to get some drugs, the farmer doesn't ask the cow because it's mandatory. So the farmer gives the cow that medicine regardless of whether they want it or not. This is proof of your slavery. The fact that you can't go to work without the V.
I cannot go to a restaurant. I cannot go to a bar. I cannot go to the gym. I cannot go to the supermarket. I cannot go and do anything without that vaccination card. Now, I just came back from Texas. We don't have this in Texas. This is New York City. And I was so outraged. They want this vaccine in our system. Why? Why are they willing to go to this extent? This country has never done that before.
Right. And it's really about allowing them to rape you.
Please just explain the concept of rape. Well, how and what way?
Listen, they are when you're forcing yourself on another person's physical entity that does not want your advances, that's rape. And that means mandatory vaccination, meaning you want to penetrate my body, and that's mandatory. I have no right to say no to you.
That is a form of rape.
It's
yes,
rape because
it's rape.
I can, and it's rape. The power that you're using to hold me down and oppress me and rape me is the threat of loss of livelihood.
Right, by denying culture.
Right. And
Can't go to a football game, can't go to Yankee Stadium and watch a game, nothing like that.
And loss of livelihood is life. It's the loss of life. That's what is implied when you say livelihood. You're killing me if I don't take this. And raping me because you're denying me
My own civil liberties of right to say no.
So I'm in agreement. We're all slaves at this point in time, but the screws are tightening because we have bowed down to everything that they've said. And this video won't stay up more than a couple of hours.
Oh no, I have to take the video down because I've already been told, and I'm the relationship that with the company and Google, let's not go there.
Yeah. So because the cold hard facts is this is why there are those ships, because the world is split into factions. You have people that are impoverished and oppressed. There are negative beings that control some of these ships, and there's also a counterbalance to that. There are positive beings. So one to liberate, and the other to do what it's always been doing. These same beings have been working with the government. Much of what is designed in terms of technology, in terms of scientific brainwashing and programming of mankind comes from higher sources.
Absolutely. Don't I tell you that, guys? We don't have evil down here. Evil exists in principalities in high places. It's in the book of Ephesians in the Bible. So it does. Everything is there. Everything is in your face. Guys, thank you so much. We're going to wrap up. This video will not stay up.
So
It's too dangerous. It will not stay up. It will be taken down within 2 hours and be transferred to Patreon for private exclusive content.
And one last thing important, really I've held a lot back because of this platform. But there's a lot more that can be said and will be said. Stay tuned.
Thank you, guys, and I'll do another video, a short one, to get your reactions, okay? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was good. Thank you. I have your